fulfill my promise. And you know, I just have to say one thing, that, of course, who would call me at 6:58 in the morning? I was up working until 1:30 to remind me, like I needed reminding, but Stan Weaver. I love you, Stan. I just wanted to kill you this morning. I thought I was going to get an extra hour of sleep. You seen me in this theater before. You know how much this theater means to me. Kissed my first girlfriend up on that balcony. And it's great being back, but there's someone missing. But he's here, and that's Bill Bandy. He's here. The people I'm introducing next become part of my family. I never would have thought that I would ever know Wynonna Cactus Motion. But through happenstance that I only think God made happen, Christian Thoreau, my co-producer on this film and the co-director of the film, happened to see Cactus Mosier in a gym in Los Angeles when Wynonna was on Dancing with the Stars and saw that Cactus had lost his leg and thought he was a veteran. And went up and introduced himself. And Cactus said, "Were you in Afghanistan?" He said, "No, I lost him in a motorcycle accident." And they started talking. He said, "Oh, yes, Christian, what he was doing in LA." He said, "We're working on this film, The Hornet's Nest." He said, "I want to see it. I want to show my wife, Wynonna Judd." Wynonna saw this film and said immediately, "I want to be part of this." And at a very critical point, as we were trying to make this film, this just gave us the energy we needed to go on. She said, "I want to write music for this." And Cactus said, "I want to write music for this." And Wynonna has been the biggest proponent for soldiers and Marines and sailors and airmen throughout her career on the USO tour, going back with Bob Hope. This is Ponca City. We're Wynonna people. So Wynonna and Cactus, come on out and say hello to your family.
Wow, what a welcome. Okay, the first 3 rows, I was told. Wow. The presence of greatness. I've cried a lot today. I'm going to try not to cry too much. I'm just pretty overwhelmed. I went out to do this crazy thing on national television, and I was living in a small apartment. I'm a country girl. I come from a town very similar to this, and I was in a small apartment, and he said, I'm gonna go work out. He had lost his leg a year or so ago, and he was rehabilitating, and I was doing Dancing with the Stars, which I'd rather pretend I never did. I'm glad I'm in Oklahoma. Let's put it that way. Anyway, funny how God works. Point is, somebody said, do the show. I said, no, you gotta do it. If we hadn't done it, he would not have met Christian. We would not be here today. We would not be a part of this historical event. First song I'm going to do is for all the, I've prayed not to say anything inappropriate today, but all the unbelievers and the Twitterers that say, well, let's just say they don't get it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to tell them, I'm praying for you. Go see the movie, or I'm going to block you.
And she doesn't mean online, she means physically.
Let's start with the fact that we live in the greatest country in the world. We're going to sing. I will do this first song for all the people who need an attitude adjustment. And we show up at all these events, and when somebody said, will you go to Oklahoma? And it was actually Mike. And I said, you bet your ass I'll do it. So anyway, I'm so blessed. I feel like Miss America. I got here and they've been treating us like royalty. I don't really want to go home because our teenagers do not know how famous we are. And, it's been such a great day. Mike, you've changed my life. The military, we've been doing it long and I since 1984 with All Hope. Let's just say I go way back. The military has changed my life. It's not just a photo op, it's a passion. And I wear my jacket that former Vice Chief of Staff gave me, and I've almost gone back to jail because of wearing it. Thank you. I'm not afraid, but I'm trying to be peaceful about the whole thing, but I'm pretty passionate about this film. You're going to see it tonight, and I hope it touches you like it has us. For the ones who don't see it, God be with you.
We're hoping everybody's going to see this movie.
So anyway, this is a song for them because I just want to, because they need an attitude adjustment.
I'm just making sure, honey. Just checking in.
Oh, this is my husband, Cactus. He's in our band.
Hi, kids.
Are you ready? Well, I'm just getting the vibe, okay?
I'm not sure if we should be Sooners or Cowboys tonight, so I'm a little confused. See, that's what I said. Right there's what I said.
Let us pray.
All right, and to all the Betchers. Wow, we went to their house, and what a family, kids. Thank you guys so much for welcoming us into your home, your town. Mike Betcher and Carlos,
He's
you
a
guys.
trip, by the way.
I just want to say this to get us off my plate before we start, my dear. That when you see this film tonight, I hope and pray you guys can really take the pride that we feel, and we're not even from here, but in knowing what Mike and Carlos have done. I've said this before, they've taken a news story and turned it into wonderful, wonderful art. And I think it's very, obviously there's two parts to this. It's very heroic, like you fine young men and women here that have served, and all throughout wherever you are out here. These guys have literally served because they've been on the front line, they've been shot at, they had no gun to shoot back, they had cameras. But they created beautiful art. And I am just so honored to know these two guys, and then now the whole family. So thank you, and I would say you guys should be proud of these hometown fellas. Okay, that's all I gotta say. 2, 3,
So it's called rock bottom because when you hit rock bottom, you got 2 ways to go. Straight up, sideways. I've seen my share of hard times, and I'm letting you know. Straight up is my way. Things are tough all over, and I got good news. And to get down to nothing, got nothing to lose. I was born naked, but I'm lower down. And to get down the street, it's just a place to turn around. When the sky is the limit, I'm on easy street. Rock bottom, there's no place to be. Rock bottom, it ain't no place for me. No, no.
You didn't find the ball.
The law of the jungle is the law of the land. Good luck staying alive. I keep a clenched fist under the hat in my hand. You know why? Only the strong survive. The things are tough all over, and I got good news. When you get down to nothing, you got nothing to lose. Anyway, black bottom is good solid ground, and a dead end street is just a place to turn around. When the sky is the limit, I'm on easy street. Black bottom ain't no place to be. Black bottom ain't no place for me. No, no. What? Oh, I'm Simon. Okay, so I'm on assignment as a poet. Let me start with the fact that when I toured with my mom, my commander, I survived the Naomi Judd boot camp for 10 years. We deployed pretty much every week. And, we were in the Lord's Army. We had an incredible time, and it was up and down all around. Hell when it was hell, and heaven when it was heaven. And you know about it, you've read the book. It prepared me to be a servant. When I went out on my own after she almost died, but God healed her, thank you, and she left the road, I vowed that I would do everything I could to help make the world a better place. As you know, in the Bible, the musicians are on the front line. We play before the war begins, so we're there in peacetime and in wartime. So I promised that I would suit up and show up regardless. And so, boy, be careful what you ask for. We have been all around promoting this movie. Excuse me, I am talking.
I thought you wanted me to offer some sweet, moody support.
I have been very touched by this film in a way that I can honestly say, like in '84 when Mom and I were standing on the vet's wall with Bob Hope, that was the beginning. And little did I know that it was to prepare me for this moment in time, on this day here in Oklahoma. I believe that it all has been ordered. And so, yeah. This movie, it's not about Hollywood. That's why I got involved. Because country music is about real words for real people in the real world. That's what this movie is. It's real. And it's going to be hard for some. And that's okay. Because these men and women have done something that we don't have to. And freedom ain't free. So, we wrote this song together, and it's important sometimes to give back because we're so blessed. And so, thank you, whoever's here who you've served. I just thank you for my family. This is the least we can do, trust me.
And one thing about this song is it says, follow me. And so often we think the leaders are out there and they're just directing the troops into the fray. And in this movie you'll see it. It's the guy who's in charge is saying, follow me. And that's what really struck Wynonna and myself. It's just, that's what real leadership is being willing to do exactly what everyone else has to do and just keep your head clear. And so,
like the story of Naomi and Ruth, it was Naomi and Wynonna, where she went, I would follow. And so I kind of came up with the thought of, would you be willing to follow somebody down into the pits of hell if they said so? And I thought about that and thought about it, and it kept me up. And I thought, these words just flew out, and it was like, this is about commitment, man. This is about your brother's back, This is about taking a bullet for somebody. I don't know if I would be willing to do that. Would you? So I thank God every day I don't have to, and I also support the ones that do. So that's what this song is about, and may it bless people everywhere we go. I hope I can get through it. There we were at the gates of hell. see. And the stars burn if you follow me. Lord, I wanna feel you and know real too. And be together, yeah, together as one. Do it better when we stand together, hand in hand. That's how we stand. And I say, oh, just follow me. Just follow me.
We have a surprise for you, Mike. We're doing one more song, just because.
Well, here's the deal. Somehow there's this guy in Nashville who feels the need to tell me what temperature it is every day, and it's like, okay. Where I am, it's like, now that Mike Betcher's here, it's like 104. It's something like that. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this reminds me of a song that I usually sing with this, full band and these backup singers, and it's just like, oh, gotta choose that.
I'm usually wearing a Speedo and a pair of cowboy boots.
So Mike, I wasn't planning on this. By the way, the doctors said after his accident he would never play again, but doctors aren't God, so I claim victory. He's a violent man. Show off. Okay, where is Mike? Is he here? Oh, okay, dope. Mike, you hunka burning love, you. Master, isn't that done this before?
You gotta clap along again. We need help.
Just sit back and just look at Mike. Oh, Lord Almighty, I felt my temperature rising. Higher and higher, it's my food on my soul. Baby, you wanna set me on fire. Race man, I don't know where to go. Now the gas is a little bit higher, like a sweet song of a choir. Like my morning sky, burning up. I feel my temperature rising. Hear me, I'm thinking I must be a hungry now. Burning, nothing can cool me. Now it's my turn to smoke, 'cause I'm feeling fine. 'Cause the gas is a little bit higher, like a sweet song of fire. Yes, you light my morning sky like burning love. It's coming out verse. Oh my God, I hate this part.
Hey, let's just rehearse real quick, man.
We've never done this before. This is like Sonny and Cher moment right here.
Hey, I need you.
Okay. Oh, it's coming close. The flex and I lick in my body. Yeah. Wait, stop that. Just really don't do that. Back to the verse.
love. It's coming close, the flames are now licking my body. Won't you help me? I feel like I'm slipping away.
Oh, easy. That's where I interject something funny, honey, and the audience loves me more.
It's coming close, the flames are now licking my body. Won't you help me? I feel like I'm slipping away. Oh, it's hard to breathe.
No. I had a nightmare about this once.
What are we doing?
We're doing a verse.
I know, we're just doing.
I'm not done.
You want to do more verse? Here's what
I
I'll
wish
do.
this was on, we're going to do a TV show. I wish this was on TV right now so everyone could see how we suck right now.
They're enjoying
I
seeing
know,
the inside
whatever.
workings of a perfect
This is like a
loving
tragic
marriage.
comedy. This is a tragic comedy.
It's coming close, the flames are now licking my body.
I love the verse.
Oh, won't you help me? I feel like I'm slipping away. Oh, it's hard to breathe. I feel my chest just heaving. Oh, Lord, I said it's burning a hole in me. Yeah. Yes, it's left me higher, like a sweet song of a fire. Oh, you're lighting up on the sky. We're burning love, burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love. Oh, I'm just a hunk of burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love. I'm just a woo. Oh, I'm just a hunk of burning
When Christian called me, and I was watching some horrible movie in Oklahoma City, and he said, "You won't believe what I have on the phone." He goes, "I got Wynonna Judd and Cactus Moser."
It's Wynonna. I don't have Judd anymore. I'm so not in it. It doesn't. I don't need it.
I got
It's like in
Wynonna on
Oklahoma,
the
you're
phone.
known as Little Mike. Mikey.
And Christian said, "That's why on the phone." I said, "Yeah, and I'm Blake Shelton." And it was. It really was. And Cactus and Y are the heartbeat of the Hornet's Nest. And that heart beats to serve those men and women in uniform who serve around the nation to protect our freedoms. And Wynonna Cactus, a century before Martin Luther King, there was Chief Standing Bear, the Ponca tribe. And he fought in a court of law for the rights of all men and women, whatever your race, creed, or color. He was the Martin Luther King of the 19th century, and he was chief of the Poncas. And that's what these men and women have fought for and are fighting for, those freedoms which were fought for by people, historic figures like Chief Standing Bear. To honor you, my community, the Standing Bear Foundation, and my good friend Carl Renfro and the Hornet's Nest Committee would like to present you with this bust of Chief Standing Bear. Wynonna, I have these why. I've got these glasses.
Actually, Larry got me
in
these
Texas.
too.
Larry, yeah, we're having breakfast with wine near a place.
We're so famous, we just eat with famous people now, Mike and I.
He walks in, I said, I'm always losing my glasses. Well, my gas too, but my glasses. I'm always losing them in restaurants now.
Have you been drinking?
No, I haven't. I've been losing my glasses, and he said, here, take them. I got a dozen of these. So I got these, they hang and they're magnetic and they flip. And I love Christian Thoreau and David Falsberg, my co-producers, and they are the co-directors of the film. Step forward. The city of Ponca City would also like to give you another treasure of Ponca City. This city has a great history. If you go back to the boom of the oil business and the history it's had since then, you know, this beautiful home of E.W. Marlin, who was one of the early oil barons, and it became Conoco Oil. The city would like to present you Palace on the Prairie, the story of the Marlin family story. I know you're heading off, but I can't thank you.
Thanks for the plane.
Yeah, Chuck, where are we?
Thanks for the plane. I have to get home to the kids, but really, you know what? I'm trying to teach Grace and Elijah, this next generation. Don't get me started, Mike, but we were talking last night about the history and what you've been through, and I'm just so in awe of your journey. We must not forget where we come from, and I'm just disheartened by this next generation not understanding. And we're going to do everything we can. I'm loud and proud. They know to call me for whatever, a ribbon cutting, a parade. I love a parade. And, but you know what? You have to show up in places like this. And I was so humbled today. But I just want to thank everybody for being so kind to us. This beats LA, New York, and Vegas, and all those. That's fun. This is real. This is real. What a wonderful, wonderful community. And I'm just honored because I think it's important that, and it's unfortunate that what we talked about, the fame thing, it's good for a good seat in a restaurant, and yes, it does put a name to something. That bothers me a little bit because I think this movie is important, whether I sing on it or not, but people are coming to it because it's like, oh, I'm in a job. But it's like, no, you don't understand. This is about people getting it and realizing how blessed we are. I'm so tired of people complaining. I don't know about you, but it's like, seriously, turn off the news. Oh my God. I've met him in Walter Reed Bethesda. We talked about them. These just saints, I guess, really. And so I can't wait for them to see this movie. If you walk out of here not changed, wow, you're jaded. We are in this day and age. We really are. It's important. So we're going to go. We've seen the movie a lot, and I need to go home and start cooking and getting my job done as a wife.
I have to work in the morning.
Yes. So
Making a
we
new
love you.
record,
You know
so
that. We
be
love
looking.
you. For me to come to Oklahoma, I mean, it's not on the beaten path here. And, but you know what? I got more out of today, I'm serious, than most of the places I tour, because I know that you are the people I come from. And I come from a very small town, and I get it, so.
One thing you missed, honey,
What?
you mentioned New York, LA. We get to go to all these fine restaurants, and today, at the Betcher household, best hors d'oeuvres in the United States of America.
I was jacking my hair, so I guess. But we love you, and anything we can do, we're on speed dial. Call us and let us know. We're going to do everything from Good Morning America to, who was the lady that we just spoke to that said she's known you since you were 7 or something?
Louise Abercrombie?
So, just look for us. We're going door to door if we have to.
Louise is the first time we've done an interview in the last 10 years that I can remember that was writing it down, pencil and paper. Wow! That's awesome!
No Facebook, face to face.
She was on a computer, she was on her iPad.
She's my hero.
So we're here to honor you and Carlos and just everybody. It's just been so humbling. Everybody thinks, oh, thank you, Wynonna, thank you, Wynonna. It's like we're spoken the wheel. So all of you support this. Tell everybody you love and know about this. I don't care if you're for the war or not. This is not just about that. It's about commitment and service and community and the fact that, like I said, freedom. So on that note, we'll go fly freely home and go back to our normal, not normal, it's just like a washing machine lives, and look for us on Good Morning America and everything, talking about Mike. I mean, he's become a family friend. So bless all of you. Bless all of you.
Thank you guys very much. Seriously.
I hope you'll come back here and play and you have to pay.
Thank you, Wynonna Cactus, for being conscious of these honors.
I'm loving this room.
It's me, T.
Bye, brother.
Hey, give it up to Tammy, who's
Thank you.